Hi, I'm Alex from Wilkinson Cameras, and today I've got the brand new Canon EOS R50. I'm in our Carlisle store in our studio because we've been in the Lake District today to get some sample footage and sample stills from this camera. It's been absolutely revolting. It's been raining all day, windy and cold, so we thought we'll escape to the studio and film the rest of the content that we need. So the EOS R50 is the brand new entry point into Canon's EOS R mirrorless system. It's an APS-C sensor or crop sensor. It's ideal for people who are looking to step up from a phone or maybe a basic DSLR camera. It's very small and very lightweight, and I've got the black version with me now, but it's also available in grey and white. I think this is going to be a really good camera for people who aren't necessarily photographers, but who would like to have access to better video and more creative photography options than their phone or a compact camera is currently offering them. So maybe people who are looking to capture their travels to share on social media, crafters, parents who want an easy camera to take really good photos and videos of their kids. It's also really suited to vloggers. Rather than videographers, you're going to be getting better quality autofocus and better video than most entry-level cameras, and certainly than a phone can offer. But there are other cameras that are for videographers. You can get Olivia in there, who's filming me on the R8, because we're testing that camera today as well. So for people who want to create gorgeous photos and videos, either to share their memories or maybe their brand, but with less of a focus on the technical side of photography and videography. So because of that, we're going to keep the tech talk to a minimum for this review. You might have seen our previous reviews and we delve into every detail of the camera, but today we're going to tell you and show you what it does and what you can create with it. If you're already into photography or already own an older DSLR or early mirrorless camera and are thinking about stepping into the EOS R system, then you might want to consider our EOS R10 review video, or maybe even the EOS R7. There's a link below to watch our videos on those. And as I said before, this is the new entry to Canon's EOS R system of mirrorless cameras. If you're not sure what a mirrorless camera is, then take a look at our mirrorless versus DSLR video with Olivia. Basically, it's a type of camera where you can change lenses if you wish. As standard, you can buy this with an RF 18 to 45mm lens, which is a good all-rounder standard lens, and it's a great option for getting started with. We've been shooting with the 18-45 all day today. We've not changed lenses, we've shot as you would get this kit lens, and I think it's a really versatile all-round lens. It's fine for vlogging, landscapes, portraits, a bit of everything. It's very comparable to Canon's EOS M50 Mark II, including the button layout on the back, and M50 users are going to feel right at home with the R50. I don't think the name is a coincidence. However, it is slightly lighter, and the new processor means improved image quality for both stills and video. So even though it's got the same size 24.2 megapixel sensor, you're going to be getting better pictures from the R50. The R50 retains the DSLR styling that the EOS R Range is known for, but it is noticeably smaller. It's actually really cute. Almost the whole of the back is taken up by the articulated screen, so even though it's very, very small, you're still getting a large monitor. On top of the camera, you have Canon's multi-function shoe. This can be used like a traditional hot shoe, but it also allows two-way communication between the camera and your accessory and allows you to power it. It means no more unsightly wires from your mic to the mic input, which also means your screen isn't restricted by the wire. We've been using a traditional mic today, the Rode video mic, and it works perfectly fine. But you can see on the 3.5mm mic input on the side that it does get in the way of the screen with that wire there. As well as the vari-angle screen, which you can close away for protection when you're not using it, there's an EVF or electronic viewfinder. It's not the biggest and it's not the best EVF I've ever used. It can be a bit laggy in certain light, but for the type of camera it is and this price point, it's absolutely fine. It's comfortable and it's pleasant to use. I found no issues composing with it. The camera takes the Canon LPE17 battery. We've brought a spare with us today. It lasted quite well actually. We took a lot of video samples, we took a lot of stills. It lasted probably a normal day's use for most people. We didn't have to change the battery which we did in another camera that we've been testing today. So it held up well for the kind of use that you're going to probably be using this camera for. The APS-C or crop sensor is a 24.2 megapixel sensor paired with the Digic-X processor. The image quality you're getting from this camera is really very impressive. It also features Canon's dual pixel CMOS AF2 autofocus in both stills and video, which gives fast and accurate subject detection. As well as eye detection, for which you can select left or right, you've also got different subjects, including animals and vehicles. The autofocus on this camera is really very good, and particularly for this price point. It also gives you continuous autofocus in video and stills. And with stills, you can take up to 15 images per second. In testing, I found that the AF was good. It kept up and you could see it keeping up on the monitor, but it didn't get every single frame sharp. But I wouldn't necessarily expect this camera to do that. It's not a camera of that level, but it is a nice feature and it gives you more confidence to know that you've got a really good chance of getting that shot even with a fast moving subject. The video is 4K oversampled from the 6K sensor, so you're picking up more detail and that really shows. The video this camera is capable of producing is really very nice. You've only got up to 4K 30p as a maximum, but I say only. Most other cameras at this price point offer the same. On top of this, there's 120 frames per second mode in full HD. So for super slow motion, you're covered here too, and it makes really, really nice footage. We've tested this today and I was very impressed with it. The movie modes are simplified and they explain themselves on the screen with a quick guide as to what you want them to do. If you're confident shooting in manual, go for it. You can have that full creative control, but there's also auto mode, HDR mode, movie IS mode, which is where the digital image stabilization is automatically applied for you. So if you're vlogging on the go, this could be a really good option. And there's even close-up demo mode. This is specifically for product demonstrations or reviews where you might want to hold something up to the camera to show your audience. It's going to snap it into focus and then back on you afterwards. I've got the R50. It's a very lightweight, very compact camera. It's good for stills and video. I think vloggers are going to really like it. It's got great AF features, which you should see as, whoa, oh, it's absolutely vile today. We've come to the Lake District. It wasn't supposed to be raining. It's chucking it down. It's windy. And we are putting ourselves through this to bring you the quality content that you expect from Wilkinson Cameras. So this is Surprise View in Keswick, and normally you would have beautiful views over Derwentwater, but today you can't see very much at all. Woo! I don't know why I just barked. I'm testing the camera in vlogging mode. I don't know if you can even see me because I'm covered in rain, so excuse me a second. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. I'm using an auto mode, which is a very simple mode that you choose from the video mode on the camera, and then you can choose the enhanced stabilization mode. That means that you're seeing me very, very close up because it crops around the edges of the frame to give you that stabilization, but it is so windy that I think I do need to use it. In a minute I'm going to swap to the normal DSLRs. This camera doesn't have inbuilt image stabilization, just has lens stabilization and digital stabilization, which does crop, as I've just said. I'm going to switch that off. I'm going to turn it off enhance and put it back down to normal, and then you can see how that is. You might want to consider getting a slightly wider lens if you are going to be doing a lot of vlogging on the go. The Ket lens is good, but it's a bit cozy, isn't it? We're a bit too intimate. So just a little recap. This is enhanced IS mode. I was actually a little bit zoomed in before. I'm an idiot. I'd nudged the camera at some point when I was setting up. But this is the framing that you're getting with the enhanced IS. So it is quite tight. You can still get what's going on in the background, which is quite nice. But you might want to get a little bit more in, and you might not need that same level of stabilization, particularly if, like right now, where I'm standing. So right now we could switch to the normal digital IS mode, which I'll do in a minute. Hi Olivia. This is the digital IS on the normal mode. I've once again nudged the lens while I've been changing that. So you can see it's a little bit wider. I can fit a bit more in. We can get Olivia in there, who's filming me on the R8, because we're testing that camera today as well. And we'll just see if this is as stable and how it works out. It looks okay. You can see that it's still focusing very much on my eye. That's why I keep looking away from the lens and looking at the screen, because I'm just checking that it's doing what it should. And it seems to be okay. I'm just going to wipe this off again because you can't see me. And then in a second we'll compare that to the non-stabilised mode and see what kind of a difference it makes. Okay, IS is off. We're going to go for a little walk. The AF is still good, doesn't surprise me, it's very, very good in this camera. But you'll probably find it's a little bit more wobbly. The footage might not be quite as pleasing to watch. But you do get that wider field of view, which can be good, particularly if you want to get some of the background in there, like when we're in the beautiful Lake District, even though it's grey and raining and cold and windy, and please send help. So I just mentioned digital image stabilisation. There's no built-in image stabilisation in this camera. The digital IS has two settings, normal and advanced. Both crop the picture to account for the movement, so do bear this in mind. It's not as good as using a gimbal or as in-body image stabilisation or IBIS, but it's certainly effective and it smooths out the video when you're on the move or shooting handheld. There is an HDMI out on the side, HDMI mini, so you can record to an external device if you wished, or you could play back directly to your TV or you know, any other kind of device. A really nice touch is the auto vertical video. So turn the camera on its side and you've got TikTok or Instagram ready footage straight out of the camera. You can even share directly to your phone thanks to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity and the Canon Camera Connect app. For those of you who might want to do live content or streaming, you can do that straight from the camera when connected to a smart device, or you can use the R50 as a webcam on your computer. There's a couple of additional features which are quite nice to have as well. Creative bracketing gives you 4 differently processed images from one picture. These are determined by the camera based on the lighting and the scene in front of you. Unfortunately, you can't choose them yourself like on some Olympus and Fujifilm cameras, but I think it's quite a fun option and it adds some versatility. I did like the results we got from this. This is found in the intelligent auto mode. There's also a panorama mode, which is in the scene modes. We tried that today. It was really easy to use. You can control the length of the panorama. You simply hold the button down and shoot until it's finished. You are going to crop off the top and bottom, so try and keep as still and on that horizon as possible. I've been testing the R50. I've got some long exposures, some stills, some video. It's a really nice little camera actually. It seems to produce nice results. The EVF is better than when I first tested it in the office. It's quite useful actually. The multi-rotational screen, love that on a camera. I mean, most cameras have that now, it's quite standard, but very useful for getting different shots, and obviously extremely useful for vlogging like this because I can just check myself with the monitor. There's only one thing that has irritated me about this camera so far, but it has irritated me several times, and it's irritated Olivia when she's been trying it. The buttons on the back, the grip at the back is so small, and there's buttons next to it. And I don't think I'm particularly clumsy, and I don't have particularly giant hands, but I keep accidentally hitting these buttons and accidentally changing settings. And design-wise, I'm going to swap hands, I think it's just a bit irritating. And I don't know, I need to check on the M50 and see if that's how the back of the M50 was laid out. But yeah, it's really irritating. That's the only downside. I'm not sure. I think you'd get used to it. I think you'd learn to work around it, but it's something that I keep doing, so it's definitely worth mentioning. But for everything else, it seems to be holding up. And even though we've done a lot of video and a lot of stills, and we've been using it for a few hours now, the battery is still going really well. The R8, on the other hand, which is Livia's just testing at the moment, and then we're going to swap, the battery's just died, and it's gone really quickly. So I guess it's a more powerful, I guess this is a less powerful camera than the R8, but it's really good to know that you could go out and vlog for quite a long time and get lots of stills and lots of videos and not really have to worry about battery life. But the battery's so small and light anyway that you could always pick up a spare. I think there's going to be a lot of comparisons with the EOS R10, but really I do think that's aimed at different users. That's more of a photographer's camera. They're very similar in terms of features, although the R10 does have the edge. It's got video with 4K 60p, but the R50 is smaller and lighter overall. It's a bit easier to use, there's less going on to confuse a novice user, and that's the R50. It's small, it's light, it performs really well. I think for the price point, it's a very good little camera. I enjoyed using it. The only issue I had was with that grip. On the side, it was a little, on the back, it was a little bit too small. I kept pushing the buttons, as I mentioned in some of the vlogging footage. It's probably most comparable to the Nikon Z30, and honestly, I think this will be a tough choice for people who are considering these cameras. I really liked the Nikon Z30, it was super cute and it produced great stills and video with ease, but I also really liked the R50, so I think that could be a great alternative. The body is going to be 789, but I think most people are going to be buying this with the RF 18 to 45mm, which is what we've had on today, and all the footage today has been shot on that, and that kit is going to be 899. So what do you think? Are you thinking of buying the EOS R50? What do you like about it? What do you want to know more about? Let us know in the comments. We try to reply to as many as possible. If this wasn't what you were hoping for from Canon today, maybe the R8 is the one for you. We've also done a review video of that, so have a look at that as well. That's a new full frame camera from Canon. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, give the video a like, and let us know what else you'd like to see in the comments, any ideas, what you want from this camera, and we'll get back to you. So thank you again, and hope you love the R50.